Stand by. All systems activated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Race.
Wow.
Hi.
We are live. We are live. We are live.
We are live. I'm back, bees.
Bees.
Keeping it G.
Yep. Gotta keep it G rated.
My voice is back, so I am back.
What is up, everyone? I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
And this is Watch Stuff with Us. How's everybody doing tonight? Running yet another Friday live stream. This time we got some Mr. Ballen stuff going down tonight. I don't know anything about him, so it'll be fun. Me and Katie are going to discover this guy together, I guess. How are you? If you are in the chat and you're watching, say what up. Let us know who's here. We're rocking like Mandalorian
This
shirts.
is how you know you're married, is when he gets dressed and then he like is somewhere else in the house. I go get dressed, I come out, and what turns out is we are matching. This is the first time I've even worn this shirt, and we both come out and we're like,
Yeah. I don't know.
It's good vibes.
Yeah, always good vibes.
Yes.
Always good vibes.
Hi, Stevia.
Yes, both of us. We are here tonight. We are here.
I'm back. You're back. It's nice to see you again, or talk to you again.
Oh, man. How's everybody's Friday going? If you are watching, we see people are watching. Make sure you jump in the chat and say what's up, please, so we know where you are at and what you're doing right now besides watching us.
Thank you for being here and watching us, though.
For sure.
Appreciate it. No better place to be.
I got my hat collection in the video tonight, man.
You do. That's pretty spiffy.
I know. I didn't mean to do that.
Well, at least you got cool hats.
Yeah, they're right.
And you got a lot of them. It's not like you just have like 2 on a hook.
Yeah. And the funny part is I rarely wear my hats on stream. Like rarely.
It's true.
It's because I've been keeping up with shaving my head on time, so it's been working pretty good. Yeah.
I do like the what do they call the magic 8-ball? I sometimes go up to him like.
And then what do you say?
Try again later.
Yep.
Always my reply.
Always try again later.
Always try again later. So I just try again later.
Yep. You will not get a different answer out of me. He says, just wait, you may regret saying that. No. It'll be awesome to get you on. Yeah, so we're gonna let more people trickle in and come hang out because we are reacting tonight to Mr. Ballen.
You'd think we were reacting to Mandalorian with our shirts, but we're not.
I know.
We're just that cool.
We kind of timed that incorrectly.
It's okay.
I mean, it would be funny. I mean, I guess when Mandalorian comes out, we gotta react to it. So. Yeah. Do we have to wear these shirts every time?
No, just like for Handmaids, I dressed up like the first time. I
don't
want to wear it every time.
No, you're supposed to dress up every time, every show, every episode.
I missed a few too because I was out. But I'm back, so.
Yes, you are back.
I'm back. I'm so happy to be back. This is like, I've been so sad just sitting in the other room while he does this. Because I'm just like typing to you guys, but it's not nearly as fun as being live with you and seeing you, talking to you.
Yes.
I want to say see you. I cannot see you. It's not that creepy, but
that'd be odd.
Advanced televisions of the future.
Yeah, everybody that's like on the show with us, we'd be able to see them, like what they're doing, and just like they can watch us, we can watch them.
That sounds like a terrible idea. I don't want to see what other people are doing in their homes.
If you hear any click clacking, my dog is trying to play fetch right now.
Yeah, they sound like little reindeer hooves, but it's just
sorry.
They're big dogs. They got big nails.
Sorry. Lily, what is up?
Hey, Lily.
What is up? Yes, Mr. Ballen. Got another Mr. Ballen fan. Like, for whatever reason, I never heard of this guy. Like never.
No, me either.
It's so weird that like you can be on YouTube constantly. Like I watch more YouTube than I watch anything else. Like if I'm just chilling,
You do.
I'm watching YouTube. But to think that you could go through as long as I've been on YouTube and watch as much as I watch and never even seen his name before.
No, I haven't either. And I'm on like every social media outlet and I haven't seen any postings of it either. So
Yeah, no.
whoops.
Yeah, that scenario that we threw out there earlier with us watching them,
Seeing
while they
other
watching
people in
us,
their TV. Yeah.
that is kind of Black Mirror-esque.
That sounds terrible though. Like I feel like my eyes would burn. I don't know. There's some things you just don't want to see.
Yeah, I don't want to know what everybody's doing right now.
I mean, I know that we're like, I know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We plan to be live. We're fully clothed, but I don't know about others.
If you watch our show naked, light it up in the chat. Say what's up. Don't send us any pictures. Just let us know. Actually, maybe not. I want to keep this stream PG as possible.
Yeah, and still no pictures.
Yeah, no pictures for sure.
We love you all from afar.
Yeah, so glad to have you on tonight, Lily.
Yes, hey girl.
Make sure that you are resting up, and I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, I missed you yesterday.
Yes, you do. Especially if you're going to be on later. You definitely
Stevia, put some clothes on.
Get dressed, please. Please. Yeah, we're going to give it another minute or two before we get going. Let me start to try and if you are watching and you're new to watch stuff with us, we watch all sorts of different shows. Our schedule's been thrown off because this one's been out of commission for a little while, but we will get back on schedule soon.
I bet it's back.
Yeah, and please like our channel, subscribe to our channel if you have not done it already. We've experienced some really good growth over the last month or so.
Yeah.
And we want to keep that going. We really want to keep that going.
And go ahead and request some shows to us too. If you've been watching something awesome, like I was talking to my brother the other day, and he says, I'd watch you more if you were watching shows that I was watching. And I'm like, well, then let me know what you're watching, and we can go ahead and do it together. So shout out what you're watching. If you're watching something awesome,
we might decide to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll finish it, but we'll try maybe an episode or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's good,
I'll take that challenge.
The episode challenge.
As long as it's like not all R or something that we can't even show on here.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not trying to do that. Maybe this weekend we will be watching and reacting to the Halloween Ends.
Yes,
movie.
we talked about that earlier. I'm so excited.
Yes, one of my favorite horror series, actually my favorite horror movie series of all time. We'll be reacting to that and the newest movie that just came out today, I believe.
It's his favorite Halloween costume too. He rocked it last year.
I'm definitely gonna wear it for the review.
Yeah, he rocked it last year at Comic-Con, and it was amazing. We were supposed to go to Comic-Con this weekend, and we are super depressed because it was supposed to be in Chicago.
Yep. And
it was going to be the Wizard World convention, and we went last year for my first time. Your first time too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we took our daughter Jazz, and it was awesome last year. So we are going to go back and do it this year. Apparently, Wizard World got bought out, and they let us know like a week before that, hey, we canceled this convention, and it's going to be under a new name and moved to August.
Yes.
August. So we now sadly have nothing to dress up for this weekend. We have Halloween coming up, but it's not the same. We really loved it last year.
We're throwing our first Halloween party at our house, like full dress up Halloween party. So we would love to have people come and hang out with us if you're local and in the area and we actually know you and you're not just some random person watching us on YouTube. Yeah, come and hang out. Lennon, what's up, bro?
Hey, Lennon.
How's it going, man? How's it going?
Is Amanda with you? I miss my friend.
Thanks for hanging out. Are you familiar with Mr. Ballen? Because I'm definitely not.
I'm excited to get familiar.
Yes. Liz said, thank you, miss you too. Yes, for sure. All right. Well, while everybody is answering those questions in the chat, please, do you know about Mr. Ballen? Have you watched him before? I will get this video queued up and ready to go. Let me switch this.
Do you like my water bottle? I thought I'd debut it today. Here you go. It's got all the positivity on it. It's not backwards, right? Because it's
No.
okay. I just want to make sure it's not going to end up being
Exactly
weird.
how it looks.
Sweet. I got baby Groot because he's the best. I love Naps. I got my Sloth because he's my fave. Got my name. Be a kind human. Strong as a mother. You know, all good things. All good things. I love it. My brother gifted me this, so I had to print it out with some stickers. Oh, we got the child.
And, oh, it's Ballen. Mr. Ballen? Oh, I'm Ballen. Okay, I like that. My bad. Didn't know. Didn't know. Like I said, never heard of the video before. And he has millions of views on his videos. Like millions. So that's crazy. But yeah, let me.
I know nothing of it. I didn't even like look it up.
No,
prior.
I didn't watch anything.
I just sat down.
Yep. I wanted to,
I just got ready and took a seat, and I'm like, I don't know what we're doing, but I'm here for it.
all right, let me get this ready.
Is this Ballen?
Yep.
Okay. Oh. Is that guy Ballen?
Yeah, that's Ballen.
Oh, okay. Look at him. Ew.
Ballen. All right. So let's do an intro real quick. On this episode of Watch Stuff With Us, we are reacting to the newest video from Mr. Ballen. Thanks for checking out yet another episode of Watch Stuff With Us. I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
She is back
I'm
and
back.
better than ever.
In black.
No, I'm black.
He is. I'm back. He's black.
Please, 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 please. I can't talk now. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you're notified each and every time we go live. And today we are reacting to Mr. Ballen. And we haven't heard of the guy before, but we hear that his videos are phenomenal and kind of creepy because it's the Halloween season. We might as well do something kind of creepy. So,
yes, bring it.
Further ado,
let's go.
Let's watch.
In 2021, a mother and her two sons were on vacation in Cancun, Mexico. One night, while they were staying at their resort, all the kids were invited to play in this big game of resort-wide hide-and-seek, where the hotel staff
This already sounds bad.
And so one of this woman's sons decided he wanted to play, and after the staff began counting, he took off running. And after only a few seconds, he finds the perfect hiding spot. It's this little nook tucked away in the darkness right on the edge of the hotel's property. But after he got down in this little space, and he tucked down and he's hiding, he realized he was not alone. But before we get into that story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once a week.
Already pretty creepy. Already pretty creepy.
I'm already having like my parenting red flags go up. You put all the kids together and you're gonna have them play hide and seek. Somebody's gonna go missing.
Yeah.
Like even if it's not like this creepy thing, they're gonna lose a kid.
Somebody
it's
is
bound
definitely
to happen.
Gonna come up missing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a bad thing. Like one of the things that we pride ourselves on being parents is
not losing
knowing
our
where
children.
our kids are at. You need to keep them.
Yeah.
If you have them, you need to keep them.
We don't leash them, but they know.
Yeah.
They know to stay with us.
They
Stranger
definitely
danger.
know. They definitely know. Let's see. Oh, hey, we got a new sub. What is up? What is up? What is up? Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Welcome.
And hi to you too.
We
Definitely
got
hi
it.
to you too.
I always type too fast and submit things. I'm like, ooh, that's all the errors. No worries. Welcome.
Yes, if you get a chance, let us know where you're from. But let's get back into the video.
So, if that's of interest to you, the next time you're serving ice cream at the local county fair and the like button comes up to you and asks for a vanilla cone, give them one, but don't use vanilla ice cream, use vanilla mayonnaise. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all
sounds like a terrible
notifications
prank.
so you don't miss any of our weekly
real
videos.
bad.
Also, it's not even the
Let's
same
get
like
to
consistency.
today's story.
Ugh.
Like even soft serve doesn't look. Mayonnaise is just flat. You can't even get it up the twists.
Ugh.
I don't like it. It's like a chocolate onion.
Ugh.
On or around June 10th, 2021, Jennifer Buell and her two sons, 12-year-old Charlie and 7-year-old Johnny, touched down at Cancun
So I'm assuming these are all true stories, correct? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
right?
they gotta be.
International Airport in Cancun, Mexico. The family, who lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was there for a nice long vacation during the kids' summer break, which had started just a few weeks earlier. After getting off the plane and getting their luggage, the Buell family made their way out of the airport and they hopped on a shuttle that brought them to their resort. They were staying at Club Med Cancun, which is a very popular all-inclusive family resort that's located right at the tip of the Riviera
I wanna go to
and the
Cancun.
Riviera Maya.
Although after this video, I'm not sure.
It's this stretch on the western side of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico that's basically all white sand beaches and beautiful clear turquoise water. But Club Med Cancun's fabulous location was not the only reason why families loved going there so much. Club Med, the huge hotel company behind this particular resort, is known for their gentil organisateurs. They call them GOs for short.
Yeah, what is that?
No, gentil gibberish. Gummy bears.
Employed by
Gentil
Club
gummy
Med
bears.
at all of their locations everywhere in the world, whose sole job is to make sure the guests staying at their hotels have a truly unforgettable experience. And so these really friendly GOs are always walking around these hotels and talking to the guests, pointing them to different places they can go within the hotel, and they encourage the guests to interact with each other and to participate in resort activities.
Sounds
And
nice.
so a
Not
stay
going
at
to
a
setting.
Club Med hotel, whether it's Cancun or anywhere in the world, is known to be very upbeat and highly interactive. So Jennifer and their two sons, they get off the shuttle at Club Med Cancun, they go inside, they get checked in, they make their way to their room, they drop their bags, and then they head out to explore the hotel. And pretty much right away, there were GOs all over the place coming up to welcome them to the hotel and pointing them to the best restaurants, the best places to go swimming, and what activities were coming up that night, and what to look forward
You're
to.
still selling me on taking
And
a
right
trip there.
away, what stood out to the Buell family, specifically Charlie and Johnny, was the Kids Club / Teens Club. Basically, the GOs organized really fun games and activities
I always wanted to do
just
that.
for the kids. And they
That's
made
when
it-
that's when you take one of those kids or take one of those trips and you drop your kids off
Right. Now,
and with like babysitters, and then you get to go do what you think. Now
That's
I'm nervous about it, but because we've never done it, we've never done anything like that. I don't know if anybody else has. If you've done that in the chat, let us know if you got your kids back. But
or did you lose them? Or
have
did
you
they
seen them
lose them? I
since?
should say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that makes me nervous. Like I know how I am as a parent. Like I know that I'm a good parent. I don't know if I trust other people to monitor my kids the way they need to monitor my kids.
And if it's a resort, are they gonna have like an all-out candy bar or something? Because man, our kids can't even handle like 1 ounce of sugar. They're just,
They'll lose it.
Yeah.
They will lose it. Stevie says my parents did it. Oh, okay. Nice.
She's
nice.
still here.
And you still here, yeah. Congratulations. You survived. You made it. Yay.
Lily's in it.
Never done it. Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting. I don't know how I would feel if we had our kids, to have somebody else watch them like that, especially in a resort like that. Like there's so many kids, I would think.
See, my idea for traveling to like a resort is to go with other couples that have children or don't have children and rotate. So then, yeah, like we go out on a date night and people would like watch our kids and their kids, and then we like trade off, and that sounds like a safer thing to do.
Right.
And I mean, you can still go have fun.
Smaller
and stuff,
group, people you already know.
You know, your kids are not going to be whining out with anybody else because they know whoever you're traveling with. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if I'll do that either, but let's keep the video going.
And so this was really appealing to Charlie and Johnny to go play with other kids, and it was appealing to Jennifer because this would mean she could go off and actually relax because she would have childcare. So starting that first night and over the next week they were in Cancun, Jennifer made sure they always were around the resort so that the boys could just take off and go hang out with this kids club, teen club whenever they wanted. And so the routine that the Buell family adopted over the course of their vacation was they would get up early, they would go to the white sand beaches right outside of their resort, and then after coming back to the resort, Charlie would almost always cut loose and go hang out for the rest of the day with the kids in the teen club, kids club. And Johnny, he mostly stayed with his mom, but over the course of the day, he would leave.
Too many horror stories, though.
It makes sense when you get older. I mean, you're going to want to go hang out with the other teenagers, not with your parents, even if you're on vacation.
Right.
and they would make their
I don't trust people though.
shows.
Like
The
people ain't.
GOs were putting on, ranging from comedy
don't trust
sketches
them.
to circus tricks. And so, all in all, the Fuel family vacation to Cancun, Mexico was really going as well as it could have been until a simple game of hide and seek changed everything.
Hide and seek, and we're never seen again.
Pretty much, probably. That's my guess. What's gonna happen?
Today's video is sponsored by Rocket Money, formerly
Oh
True.
no,
When you
we're not
become an
watching
adult,
ads.
Oh, that'd be Bob Rocket Money.
a free wall ride,
What are you talking about, bro?
your credit score, and they
I don't know what Rocket Money is, but Rocket Money, a free wall ride.
I think it's much more fun watching ads fast forwarded like
I
this.
feel like I wanted to go back and rewatch the ad
No.
though. That was funny. What do
Nope.
walruses have to do with it? I'm sold.
So roughly 1 week after the Fuel family
Wall
had
Hmm.
arrived in Mexico, the family got up and they began their typical vacation routine. They headed to the beach, and then afterwards, Charlie broke off and went to spend time with the kids at the Teen Club Kids Club, and Johnny and Jennifer, they mostly stayed together for the rest of the
You
night.
look psyched.
That
Right?
evening, around
Yes.
8:30 p.m.,
Pancakes!
all three of the Fuels had had dinner. They decided to split up before rejoining at 9:15 to go in and see a show. Johnny wanted to head downstairs and go see a kids-only show. Jennifer wanted to head up to the second level to have chocolate fondue dessert with a friend she had made at the resort. And
Same.
Charlie wanted to meet up with
Friend.
his friends from the Kids Club, Teens Club out on the pool deck where the GOs
And
were
resort is
organizing a big game
Right.
of hide and seek. And so after
That's
watching
super
his
great.
mother walk
Mhm.
upstairs to the fondue restaurant and watching his younger brother head downstairs to the kids only show, Charlie turned and ran towards the pool deck. And when he got there, he immediately linked up with his best friend from the vacation, a 13-year-old named Cyrus. And very quickly after that, the GOs who were on the pool deck with all these other kids that were out there, they said, "Okay, we're going to start counting. You guys all hide." So the GOs
Don't mess with people named Cyrus.
I know, I was thinking that too. I was like, ooh.
No, bad name. Bad name. I'm sorry if somebody in your family that you care about is named Cyrus, but I'm guessing they're not a good person.
Cyrus is something.
Yeah.
Cyrus is to blame. He solved it.
Yep. Don't even
Solve
need
it.
to watch the rest of the video.
He ate
It's
the children.
Cyrus. Yep.
He ate
Cyrus.
them all.
13-year-old Cyrus ate the kids.
Cannibalism.
Hmm.
Coming back.
Ooh. Is it style or something?
Only if
Ooh.
you're really hungry. I'm hungry. Watch
I
out.
might be hungry when I'm not trying to do that.
They walked to the side of this big pool deck, they covered their eyes, they began counting, and all the kids, Charlie and Cyrus included, scattered to find the best hiding spot. And right away, as Charlie and Cyrus are looking for places to hide, they're seeing the other kids are taking up all the best hiding spots. And so for a second,
Shucks.
they're panicking. They're not going to have a good spot. Then both of the boys looked over to the side of the pool deck, and they realized there is a perfect hiding spot that nobody's taken.
In the
Around
pool.
the outside of this huge open air pool deck was a metal fence. It was only a couple of feet tall and it was made up of metal bars, so you could see right through it. It was basically in place just to denote the edges of the resort property.
This already
And on
sounds
one
dumb.
length of this perimeter fence, the south side of this fence, there was a gate built into this fence. And this gate was almost always closed and locked. The only time it was opened was when a GO or another hotel staff member would open it to lead guests out of the resort property to go off and do some excursion. But for some reason, on the night of June 18th, this fence was wide open. On the other side of this fence was just a small rectangular platform that jutted out about 10 feet from the pool deck, same level as the pool deck. And if you were standing on this platform with your back to the pool deck, on your left side would be a very small flight of stairs, just a couple of steps going down. And so Charlie and Cyrus, they look over and they see this gate is open, and they know there are those stairs kind of tucked down.
Steps look creepy as hell already. Like, I mean, I can get why that would probably be a good hiding spot, but if you're 41 like I am, or almost 41 like I am, that's a little too scary for me. Like, I'm good. I'm good.
Like, who just sees this area over there that you're not supposed to go to and is like, I'm gonna go there?
Yeah, but I mean,
Is
like,
that a boy thing?
well, I think it's a kid thing. Like, I could see our kids, if we told
Our
them
kids
we were
would do
playing
that.
hide and seek, yeah, they would go into the worst possible place and try to hide there and then get stuck. And like, yeah, this story would be about them if we went to Cancun. And
It's
were
so
in this, like,
true. It's so true.
Totally them.
Yeah, they would.
down below the platform, and they're thinking if we crouch down on those steps, no one will see us from the pool deck. We'll be obscured from view. And so Charlie and Cyrus, they run over to the open gate, they go through, they walk down a couple of steps, and they kind of tuck themselves down. They can barely look up and over onto the pool deck to see if anyone's coming, but they can tell there's no way anyone is going to see them unless they literally walk through the gate and are looking down the steps at them. And so Charlie and Cyrus, they're giggling with excitement because they know they have found the perfect hiding spot. And they're listening as the geos are calling out, okay, ready or not, here we come. After a couple of minutes, they're hearing the sound of the geos finding all the other kids all over the pool deck. There were some really good hiding spots, but eventually all the kids were found except for Charlie and
Now,
Cyrus.
do they remember
So
those
Charlie
kids
and
are
Cyrus,
missing?
they start looking at each other and they're really excited about this, but they know no one's going to find them. But right before Cyrus and Charlie stood up and revealed
Yes, get close.
Cyrus happened to notice there was a hose, like a garden hose, that was draped down at the steps that they were on, and for some reason, the water was turned on. And so Cyrus grabbed the hose, and as he stood up, turning away from Charlie, he began spraying the water onto the pool deck, onto the geos and all the kids who didn't know where they were. And so everybody on the pool deck is suddenly laughing and running away from the water. It's totally chaos, and Cyrus thinks it's hysterical. He's still just spraying everybody down.
And
And
his
at some
brother's
point,
gone.
Cyrus stops and turns to see what Charlie's reaction is to this absolute bedlam that he's created on the pool deck. But when Cyrus turns around, Charlie's not there. Meanwhile, two other hotel guests who had nothing to do with this game of hide and seek, it was a mother and her adult son, they were having a meal up in the second floor restaurant that overlooked the pool deck. And as they're sitting there enjoying their meal, they suddenly hear the sound of boys screaming. Now, immediately, they both can tell this is not a play scream. Someone is actually in danger, someone is hurt, something's going on here, and they try to look down on the pool deck where these screams seem to be coming from, but they can't tell. It's dark out there, they can't see what's going on. And so, acting on instinct, the woman and her son just stand up and start running through the restaurant and making their way downstairs. And as they're doing this, the woman's husband actually sees her charging through, and he, along with two other boys that happen to be near him, just start running after them, knowing that whatever's going on, it's bad. So they have to go help. And so when
Okay, so are you a helper? Or are you like a, dang, I wonder what's going on over there, but I'm not going to go find out?
I'm a helper.
I'm cautiously, I'm not sure if I'm going to help. I need to see if everything is cool. Like, I'm not necessarily going to run.
I'd
into
already
the
be
fire.
gone. You'd
Yeah,
still be like
knowing you.
looking over, like, what's going on?
Yeah, then I look to my left and you would be gone. Yeah.
Maybe
See,
somebody had ice cream.
and then you
Free
get
ice
into, you get into situations that you don't necessarily need to be into when you just run headstrong into situations. But I know that's you. That's totally you.
I am.
That's totally you.
I am. I've worked with children for too long in my life and been around too many injuries
think
to know that you got to go help people. You hear something, you got to go.
You've worked with children long enough to want to help. I've worked with children long enough to not want to help. What would you do in the chat? Would you run and try to help without knowing exactly what was going on? Let's keep it going.
I'd just go by myself. I don't care.
People get down to the pool deck. They hear the sound of the boys screaming again, and they can tell it's coming from that open gate, that platform area where Charlie and Cyrus had been hiding. And so these five people charge through these still open gates. They go out onto this platform and they look down the little flight of stairs and they see Cyrus. They don't see anybody else on the platform. It's just this one boy, and he looks totally shaken up, totally hysterical, and it's clear he is one of the boys that's screaming. And then before they could even ask him what was going on, they hear a sound coming from somewhere below the steps. And they all turn, and literally out of the darkness, Charlie just suddenly emerges and he looks up at the adults and just says in a very calm voice, "Save me, save me." This normally completely off limits, fenced off platform that jutted out past the pool deck where the boys were hiding, that was actually
levitate.
Right.
Sat over
Did he
a
rise up?
swampy lagoon, and underneath that dock was a nest of crocodiles. And when Cyrus and Charlie were on that lower step, the crocodiles had noticed them. And when Cyrus had stood up and begun spraying the water onto the pool deck, one of those crocodiles, a 13-foot monster, had come out of the water, turned around, and literally leapt up onto those steps, bit Charlie by the leg, and pulled him into the water. The screams that woman and her son had heard while they were in that restaurant were Cyrus's and Charlie's, because initially when Charlie was pulled into the water, he didn't go directly under. And so Cyrus had managed to grab onto Charlie's arms and he was trying to pull Charlie out of the crocodile's mouth.
That's when you
Okay.
lose your bottom half.
Yeah,
To
for
the
real,
Crocs.
man. For real. Jeez. Okay, now I get why it might have looked like he just levitated out because the thing was still holding on to him.
We should show
Oh,
this video to our kids.
yeah, tell him
This is why you don't go in areas you're not supposed to. This is why you
Right.
stay with mommy and daddy.
because there's always crocodiles around every corner.
You
They
never
can
know.
get you. They'll get you. They'll get you.
I already told him there's no Crocs around here. I'll have to try something else.
Mouth, and the two of them were screaming for help. But by the time that woman and the other four people got down to the platform, Cyrus lost his grip on Charlie, and the Croc and Charlie went under the water. So those five people were standing there when the crocodile and Charlie just came back out of the water. And that's when Charlie was saying, "Save, save." He was in the crocodile's mouth. And when these five people saw Charlie and understood what was going on, without any hesitation, the adults leapt into the dark lagoon waters that are clearly infested with crocodiles and began beating the crap out of this crocodile. And while this melee is happening,
Nothing like a good croc beatdown. I mean,
What else are you gonna do though?
you know.
All you
yeah,
have are
like,
your fists.
like, okay, now this is another one of those situations where
Would you jump in?
if it was my kid, I'm definitely gonna jump in. If it's somebody's kid that I know, I'm probably gonna jump in. If there's somebody I don't know, it would be harder to jump in. Like it's like the percentage goes down a little bit, but I wouldn't just stand there and watch it. I know me. I wouldn't just stand there and
I mean,
watch
at least
it.
throw some rocks at him or something.
I'd
but-
have to do something. Somebody has to do something. I just wouldn't let that crocodile just, like they just thrashing around with the kid and like they're freaking out. I'm not just gonna stand there hopeless and helpless. Like I would have to do something. I'd have to do something. Ugh, please don't put me in a situation like that ever. Universe, do you hear me? Never.
I just know it'd be
I-
eaten. Like me versus Croc.
I know, like man, I'm a good meal for a
I
croc.
love you.
Like they would survive for like years off of me. So I'm just too much for them.
Tastes like
So,
chicken.
Exactly. I don't want to go like that. Not like that. I don't want to go out like that.
I don't want my limbs like ripped off one at a time
I
either.
don't know.
Like you just know they just snatch and pull it, whatever.
Ugh.
No thanks.
dark, murky lagoon waters with crocodiles everywhere. Someone had gone into the fondue
Exactly,
bar and
selective.
told Jennifer, "Your
I
son's
call it
being attacked by a
percentage-based
crocodile."
life-saving
She basically
techniques.
left that and ran across the restaurant, knocking anything over
Good
that was
time,
in her
yeah.
way. Finally, she got downstairs to the pool deck. She went through that gate, out to that platform, and she saw her boy. Charlie was laying on his back, surrounded by totally frantic and hysterical adults. Charlie's leg looked like it had been through a meat grinder, but Charlie was awake and he was talking to the adults near him. In the time it took Jennifer
Shock.
to run through the restaurant and get down to the pool deck, those adults who had leapt into the murky lagoon water to fight with this crocodile had literally beaten it so badly that it released Charlie. And according to the people who watched this happen, this crocodile was putting
Thank
up
you.
an unbelievable fight.
Appreciate it,
Swinging
Amanda.
its head side to side, tearing into Charlie's leg. It kept pulling Charlie deeper and deeper into the water, and these adults just didn't stop. They were yanking on this crocodile, punching its eyes, gouging its eyes, and finally it worked. When Charlie was finally pulled to safety and was laying on the dock, he was in rough shape, and no one knew if he was going to survive or not. But luckily, there just happened to be a trauma nurse who was staying at the resort who came outside. She assessed the situation and she took charge. She stopped the bleeding in his leg and she stayed with him and kept him calm until paramedics finally arrived. Charlie would be rushed to the hospital where he would immediately undergo several surgeries that would save his leg. Also, surgeons were able to miraculously save his leg. Initially, it seemed like he might have to have it amputated. As for Club Med, their response to this incident was enormous. Not only did they pay for all of Charlie's medical bills, but they also invested a lot of money into securing not only that fence and gate that led to the dock where he was attacked, but also just generally speaking around the resort to make sure there were no more attacks.
I was gonna say, why don't you do something about making sure that there aren't crocodiles at your resort? Like I know that you want to be, close to the wildlife. People go on vacation and they want to experience all these things and how, how what would be the word, like rural it is, like it's just you're closer to nature because most of us grow up in a city and live in cities, so you want to be kind of out there. But if that includes having crocodiles on your premises, maybe you should do something to make sure that they aren't there. Like you hear about crocodiles and stuff all the time on golf courses,
Yeah.
like, and people
Yeah.
go in like trying to get a ball and end up getting like, snapped in half by a crocodile or alligator. Like, come on, man. Like your ball isn't that
You're not that
important.
desperate.
No, you don't need
Shouldn't
to be
be.
that desperate at all. But I kind of think that they need to do something, and I hope that they did something about kind of keeping those like crocodiles away. Like, yeah, that area needs to be secure, like super
Yeah.
secure.
And I bet they wouldn't have had to pay all those medical fees and everything too if they just closed their gate.
Linda says he'll wrestle the alligator. Oh, okay. All right.
I think they
All
need to come
right.
on trips with us then.
Man, for real. Just in case
we
we
need
got
some bodyguards.
yeah, just in case we got a situation going down,
You
we'll
never
have
know.
you do it, bro.
You never
You
know.
You better than me. You are much better than me. Yeah, petting zoo. Yeah, not with crocodiles. Though. Not with
You're
crocodiles.
cocky.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore. All right, let's finish this video up.
Today, Charlie is back in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania with his family, and considering the horrible trauma he went through, he's remarkably well adjusted. In fact, in the Halloween that followed this attack, Charlie dressed up as a crocodile.
Charlie got jokes.
So that's going to do it. If you got something out of this episode and
Like,
you haven't done this already,
if I was his parents, I'd be like, that's not even funny, boy. Like,
Right? Like,
that's not
that guy
funny.
darn near gave me a heart attack.
You almost died.
You almost died, and you trying to have jokes about it. Like, I mean, okay, cool sense of humor, and that you can laugh about it, but like that's.
I mean,
you know
that'd be me though. I'd be having jokes about it. That's
maybe.
how I roll.
Yeah, I can see you doing.
That's how I roll. But if it was our kids, I'd be like, heck no, you're not gonna dress up as a gator. You almost died.
No, we are not gonna make fun of that ever again, or talk about it ever again. Because yeah, that's crazy though. That's crazy. All right.
I'm glad he made it.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
glad he made it. Like,
me too, for sure.
That's awesome that there were so many people that jumped in to help. Like, just happened to hear and see everything going down.
Me too, for sure. All right. Well, that's our reaction to this Mr. Ballen video, or Mr. Ballen video. I'm sorry. Gotta make sure I pronounce it right.
Ballen.
If you like this video and this reaction, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you're notified each and every time we go live or post a video. And also, this is being done right now in a live stream every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time. We live stream. So join us. I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Later. So, yeah.
Still here.
Okay, for Mr. Ballen video number 1, this was average. I don't get what the hullabaloo is about. Like, okay, it was an interesting story. I get it.
Well, it's more my cup of tea. Lily, I'm surprised he hadn't told me about this prior. I'm totally gonna subscribe to him now and watch his stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to watch it like with people like this. This is fun. Like, this is cool to get the interaction. But yeah, like it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't the best. It wasn't like, oh my God, jaw dropping. So
it wasn't creepy, but it was just a life.
Yeah. Interesting
life
story.
situation.
Interesting story.
Yeah.
Get you 2 million views, but you got wonderful content like this for us and on this show. And, we're trying to get over 1,000. So be sure to, tell your friends about us. Tell your friend to tell a friend. Okay. Celia says this was not one of his better videos. Okay.
I'll give him more chances. I'd like to watch some more of it.
Sorry, Isaiah's the one who introduced him to me. Don't apologize. We're just giving you crap. We're just giving you guys crap, man. We're just giving you crap. All right.
I'm a little sad.
We're gonna watch another video. Since Stevia is the person who brought this up to us and suggested that we watch these Mr. Ballen videos, do you have a suggestion? And quite possibly, would you like to join us on the show for a little bit? So if you can answer that in the chat, we might be able to send you a link and get you on with us. If you want to. Lily, I guess you could come on too if you want. Lyndon, come on if you want to.
Who wants to talk to us?
Who wants to hang out?
Who's tired of typing with their fingers?
Yes, and we're gonna watch another video from Mr. Ballen and Stevia says yes and yes.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna send you a link, Stevia. Let me get the link first, and I think this link will invite you backstage. Sounds all professional. Not the literal
Stevia!
backstage.
Stevia!
You got your clothes on, girl?
Stevia!
Where your clothes at?
Where you at?
All right, I'm gonna send you the link. All right, I just sent you the link. For sure, London. Man, yeah, if you get an opportunity to in the future, we'd love to have you on, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, this show is like interactive. We don't have to be the only ones on here chatting and talking the entire time.
Right.
Like the chat is cool, but if you want to come on live with us,
Talk with us.
we can make this happen. We can make it happen.
I will say as long as you speak English. Only because
And-
I'm really rusty with Spanish and French. And sign language, we cannot communicate via voice. But
And as long as you have clothes
if you
on,
video, I can sign.
you gotta have clothes on, and you gotta have I guess you don't have to have clothes on if you just don't have your camera on. So if you have your camera on, you gotta have clothes on. Those two go together. So yeah, Stevia.
At least the top half.
Yeah, maybe we're both naked underneath right now at the desk. It's kind of weird. Anybody else feel it's kind of weird to sit
I'm wearing pants. Oh gosh, pants. Promise, I got pants.
I'm not standing up because I'm not in pants right now. But does anybody else feel it's weird? I do. I have shorts on. And it'd take a whole lot for me to stand up and like show my shorts. But would it be weird to? Do you feel like it's weird when people, if you were naked, to sit in a chair? Like who sits in a chair naked? Like I can get a sofa. I get the bed specifically, of course. But like who would sit in a chair naked?
So like, cold chair, like a wood chair, you mean,
right,
like ours?
Like who would sit in this chair right now doing this show?
Cold booty.
With no with
booty,
no bottom half on. And then you get stuck, like your bits
cold
would get
booty
stuck.
and bits.
Yeah,
your bits would get stuck.
Yeah, bits get stuck
Are you
everywhere.
sweaty?
No, not necessarily sweaty. Just
how your bits get stuck?
Because your bits are moist. you got moist bits, and if you got moist bits, maybe your bits get stuck to seats.
Maybe yours would. I think I'm gonna be good.
Yeah, I think your bits are okay. My bits are a little different.
Your bits are outies. My bits are innies. My innie bits are good. Your outie bits are screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching with us.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Yes. YouTube is gonna kick us off right now.
Oh man. Oh, you gotta see Lily's comment. Butt juices.
Yeah. Yep, butt juices. All right. Please don't. Keep laughing, but don't. No dying allowed. Watch stuff with us.
Dirty bits.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you get on this show.
Sick and tired of all these people talking about their bits.
Dirty bits. Why they gotta be dirty bits?
Dirty bits.
Clean bits. My bits are clean. I just got out the shower. Before I got on this show, I made sure to take a shower. Like, I'm gonna be talking to you guys.
Because clearly you could smell him through the camera.
I need to be presentable. I brushed my teeth before I did this.
Because clearly you could see if he has stuff in his teeth.
Yes,
from
and
far away.
You could probably smell my breath.
I didn't check my teeth.
Matt, what is up, bro? How are you, man? One of my favorite people on this planet, Matt. How are you? This is my lovely wife, Katie.
Hi, I don't know you, but welcome. Hi.
Yes, I worked with Matt for multiple years.
It's lovely to meet you.
Yes, Andy Whitmire, one of my mentors, just an all around amazing person, man. So happy that you're watching, man. So happy that you're watching. Did you get in on the bit talk that we just had?
We just been talking about our bits.
Yeah, you probably came in at a very interesting time. Very interesting time.
I think our viewer rating, we got more people watching now that we start talking about our bits.
I know. I mean, but bits will not be ever shown on YouTube. That's for OnlyFans. We're not going to talk about OnlyFans on this stream.
We don't have an OnlyFans. I swear to God, we don't have an OnlyFans.
Nah. I shouldn't even joke like that.
You shouldn't.
During my current situation, which we're not going to talk about.
Does not involve him.
No.
Not directly.
No. Not even really indirectly.
Anyway,
Anyway. Doing great in y'all hers. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tell a friend to tell a friend to come and watch with us right now. And Stevia, I sent you this link. I don't see you backstage yet. We waiting for you.
She's
We
probably
trying
at
to
her
wait for
computer
you.
like,
She probably trying to put some clothes on right now. You
Stevia!
gotta get dressed.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Please
Back
stop.
to the bit talk.
Technology's hard. I don't know that I'd figure it out, honestly. That's
Yeah.
all you. Like, I'd
Yeah.
probably be over there like, well, it's just not working. So.
Yeah, and I mean, it all depends on like what you're using too, because it seems pretty simple. Like you just like if you were doing it from a phone, you would just click on the link, I believe, and then it'll like ask you if you want to have your camera active and your microphone active, and then I
Yeah.
think that's it. Then you should like pop up on our little backstage area down here. Not that.
I'm still looking for Stevia.
Virtual backstage
Well,
area.
she's not back here, so where'd she go?
Virtual.
Stevia! Did a croc get you?
Oh no.
Stevia! Sound the alarms, I'm coming! Got you, girl. Where you at, Stevia? Scaring me. Scaring me.
Oh man. Oh, there's Stevia.
Stevia!
Okay, hold on. We're gonna
I'm
add
seeing
you.
a video.
We're gonna add you to the stream.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
God, she's so cute.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes!
we can hear you. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
thank you
We
for
are
joining
glad
us.
to have you on with us.
Cool.
Welcome.
Sorry, I was having I had trouble getting. I told you I was gonna have trouble with that link.
No worries.
I'm glad it worked though. I'm glad it worked. Yeah, it's a little it's supposed to be easy. I've never been like I've done multiple shows before, and
Mhm.
I've never been the person like coming into it. Like I've always been the person who like started the chat
Right.
or run everything on the show. So I've never been that person on the outside. But was it pretty easy?
It wasn't. I had to call in my son, who's the tech guy in the house. So
That's great.
I had no idea what was happening.
I was telling Jay, I'm like, if it was me on that end, I wouldn't know what I was doing either.
Well, we've had a couple back and forths, and I think he knows I had no idea what I was doing.
yeah. I mean, but it's. I'm glad that it wasn't very difficult to figure out or find out. So
Well, we got it. We're here.
yeah, I know we made it, and it sounds good. It looks good.
Good.
Like
Good.
this is cool. This is cool. All
Yeah.
right.
New
So
friends.
yes, new friend. So what we're gonna have you do, since you're on with us, we are going to do our whole like little intro thing, and then we'll introduce who you are. And during that time, do you have a video that you can think of from Mr. Ballen that you would like us to watch? And I can get that queued up.
Would you like me to tell you now, or I can wait?
No, you tell me now.
Oh, okay, cool. Basically anything that's my personal favorites are the like 3 photos with disturbing backstories or videos with disturbing backstories.
Okay, I see one.
I saw a pretty good one in your thumbnail. So
Yep. Okay, that's the one I'm gonna go to. That one looks super creepy anyway, and that's the one that got me excited. So I'm like, who's this half mouth dude? Like, this is wild. So all right, let me get that all set up, and then we'll do our intro, and we will start the reaction video.
Wait, like, horizontal. I just need a big. Oh, nope, that didn't work.
All right. Let me change the thing. Okay, no, it's all right. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me switch it. Okay. On this episode of Watch Stuff With Us, more Mr. Ballen video reactions. Thanks for checking out another episode of Watch Stuff With Us. I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
And on this episode, we actually have a special guest.
Yes, we do.
Our special guest is none other than Stevia, one of our super fans. Like, she honestly has been the most interactive with us ever. Like, I've never talked to anybody more than I've talked to her besides Katie. So I'm so glad that she was able to join us tonight, because she's the one that actually suggested we should do Mr. Ballen reaction video. So she actually suggested this one to us, and we are going to react to it in real time. So, Stevia, if you'd like to say hello to everybody, you can say hello to our 7 people who are watching right now, and the 7 others who are going to watch this after this is posted.
I'm actually going to say hello to a lot more people because I have a feeling that you guys will get a lot more views coming in the future. So I'm going to say hello to everyone, and I'm going to thank you again for having me on.
Of course.
Yes, for sure. For sure. All right. So
we're glad to have you.
Oh, definitely.
It's awesome.
Definitely. So the video that we are going to watch and react to is the top 3 photos with disturbing backstories. Apparently it says part 22. So he's done a lot of videos like this, and this one has 9,560,000 views.
Must be decent.
Yeah, must be good. And if it's not good, Stevia, we will have your head, just so you know.
I like his attire. He always looks like he's just like casual lumberjack.
Yeah, I know. Like,
He's actually an interesting guy. He's a former Navy SEAL.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Interesting.
So he occasionally dabbles and tells his life, his stories about being in the Navy SEALs throughout his stories. So
that's so cool.
Cool. All right. Well, we will get this started. So let me hit the play button and we will go.
Today, I'm going to share 3 progressively more disturbing stories, and at the end of each of them, I'm going to share the photo that is famously associated with them. But before we get into today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload 2 or 3 times every week. So if that's of interest to you, please become a
2 or 3 times every week. I need to get on this.
I know.
I have some catching up to do.
We got a lot to watch.
Yes, I'm subscribing right after this.
Surgery, accidentally perform a craniectomy on them. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all
that sounds awful.
Right? Any of our weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's stories.
I'm not gonna buy the flannel though. No, I'm good.
You can't go wrong with a good flannel though. I need to update my wardrobe. I need more flannel.
Just after midnight on May 17th, 1939. A crowd of people began to form outside of this unremarkable building in Versailles, which is a city in France. The atmosphere in this crowd was electric. They all knew why they were there. They knew what they were about to see, but even still, there was a lot of nervous anticipation. And so as such, some people were coping with these nerves by drinking alcohol and trying to laugh and have a good time, while others...
Drinking alcohol, trying to laugh and have a good time. Ha, 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 ha. That's how I cope with stress as well.
Myself in the face.
Yeah, that was good. You pulled it off good.
I don't think anybody would have noticed if I didn't call myself out on that.
Stevia, do you have a drink? Where's your drink?
It's lemonade.
Okay, that's cool. It counts. It counts. You can do better next time, but it counts.
Well, I'll try.
Lemonade's good, Lemonade's good.
Good choice. Good choice.
Were much more subdued and were trying to be respectful about what they were about to witness. Between 1 and 2 a.m., the doors of this unremarkable building opened up, and a group of men dressed in the same dark uniforms came out and didn't say a word to the crowd, and the crowd immediately went silent and began to back away from them. And this group of men, they walked right out in front of this building, and they had lumber and they had tools with them, and they began constructing this kind of strange wooden structure. And so the crowd, they wanted to get up close to see what these guys were doing, but at the same time, they didn't want to get too close. And so as the crowd...
Okay, question for Stevia. If you saw this going down, are you going to go get closer, or are you going to just stay on the backside and just kind of venture to look over the crowd and see what was going on? Are you one of those people who would like to get up close and personal and see what's going down?
Well, I guess it depends. I've already seen this one, so I'm going to go ahead and say no. But I probably would. Want to see. Yeah.
Me too. I'd be in the front with Stevia.
It's the terrible voyeur in me.
No, see, I'm the opposite. Nah, there's no way. What's going on over there? Like, I'm not always the person who's gonna, unless it was my job. And when we worked as teachers, like, we had to run to the fight. But like, I was always a person in high school, when I saw people fighting or I saw the crowd, like, I was going the opposite direction. I don't want no parts of it. I'm not gonna be that person that got, the awesome and amazing student athlete who got shot by a stray bullet. Like, no, that's not gonna be me. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm
You're
gonna be
not-
the one that was going the other direction.
You're not going to end up in a Mr. Ballen story.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's not gonna be me.
Crowd formed a sort of half moon around these men. These men that were doing the constructing were moving so seamlessly. Like all of them had built this structure dozens of times before, and it was just muscle memory. And so by about 3 a.m., this structure was built, and they placed this large basket next to the structure. And then these men packed up their tools and the remaining pieces of lumber.
I'm with you,
turned
man.
around, and they went right outside the doors into the building and were gone. At this point, the crowd had become quite sizable outside of this building, and they were growing kind of restless because they knew now that this structure was built that the next time those doors open, the show is really going to start. This spectacle they are all there for, it's about to happen. And the crowd all knew that this event couldn't happen if the sun was up, because if the sun was up and the area was well lit, the press would be able to take pictures and film it. And that's not what officials wanted. They wanted this to happen.
Okay, so you want to do this in public, but you don't want anybody to film
Take a
it
picture or anything.
like that. That doesn't make sense. If
Something's
you're
off.
gonna do something that you wanted to have secret, wouldn't you just do it in secret?
Yeah.
So sorry, I had to sneeze. My apologies. Couldn't hold that in anymore. Woo, it blew up.
Yeah, you would. Okay, but before we were so rudely interrupted.
My bad.
Yeah, I feel like I would try to do something like. I need to understand why they're doing this in public and why it's like going to be a spectacle, and I guess they're going to explain that.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
I'm hooked.
Happened in the darkness. But for whatever reason, things seemed to be getting delayed inside of this building. And so the crowd was just getting more and more restless. People are getting more and more drunk.
Thank you, Amanda.
Louder and more disruptive and boisterous. And then around 4:45 a.m., the sun had come up.
Exactly,
Out
man.
in full force with their cameras
We
trained
not there.
at the doors. So the crowd really at this point is not actually expecting this event to take place, because at this point it just seems totally unlikely. But at 4:50 a.m., those doors swung open, and standing in the threshold was 31-year-old Eugene Weidman, who was a convicted serial killer. His arms were tied behind his back, and the collar of his
Ooh.
white shirt had been tucked down inside because they needed his neck to be free and clear, because he was about to be beheaded.
Oh, good lord.
Guards on either side of Eugene, they pulled him forward out towards the crowd, so the executioners behind him, who were dressed all in black.
So they're making a guillotine, or they're making a
Oh.
ledge thing for them to hang him? I'm assuming guillotine.
Guillotine, yep.
Oh, I call it guillotine. I don't know how to talk.
Towards the crowd, everything was getting
You know what
set
I
up
mean.
for his execution. The crowd went wild. They were shrieking and howling. And
See, now I'd be in the back.
laughing.
I
like-
would slowly been moving myself
I
away.
don't want to see this. Like, no, I would have left. I wouldn't have been there. Okay, first off, like Matt said, there was no brothers there. Like, we not messing with that. Anytime you're trying to like take some people out, like we've been through
That
that
old crowd
enough.
was super white.
Yeah, we've been through that enough.
The black
That's
and
not
white
gonna
photos,
happen.
and they were
Like,
all white.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. So I understand that, but like, yeah, I don't think my morbid curiosities would peak so much that I needed to be like, oh my god, here they're rolling it out. Here we go. Heads are gonna roll.
I would
Like,
have been literally.
yeah.
No, I would have been curious in the beginning, and then once I realized what was being built, I would have been like,
Yep.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. Stevia, are you hanging around once you know what's about to go down?
Well, I think the only reason they showed up was because they knew what was happening.
Yeah,
Mm.
you're right.
It could be,
You're
a
right.
common thing
Yeah,
back then.
yeah.
Yeah.
They knew a time to show up for the beheading. So,
Yep.
oh
Some
man,
twisted people though.
October 14th, 4:30 a.m. Beheading is kicking off. We got to go see this one. It's supposed to be a good one, so we got to go see
The
this one.
newsboys go around knocking on doors there early in the morning. Make sure you're there.
You're right. Come to the beheading. Come to the beheading.
Right.
Wait, say that again.
But as long as you guys can live stream it.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know if that goes with the YouTube policies for streaming. I'm
I mean,
guessing
it
it
up our
doesn't.
viewers, but
Yeah,
we'd be more popular on YouTube. But
Yeah, we would be popular on YouTube, but
might
I
be
don't think
short-lived on YouTube.
I don't think that I would want the people that would want to necessarily see that. So we'll
All right.
we'll see.
Log off now then.
Except for you. Except for you. Except for you. You're good. You're good. You get the pass. It's the only one we're giving out today, though.
I get the beheading pass. Okay.
Yep, you get the pass.
It's very unique. You'll never get another one.
Man says I'll read about it in the France newspaper. Exactly. Yep, I'm gonna read about it the next day. I'm not gonna be there.
You'll be home.
I don't want them to accidentally bring me into it and like, oh, who's next? Oh, you look like you should be up here. Nope. They will pick me out the crowd too.
Crowd
Nope.
surf you to the front.
Yep. Nah. Not cool with that. Not cool.
Generally being rambunctious and totally bloodthirsty, Eugene kept his head down. He did not want to look at the crowd, and he did not want to look at the guillotine. So eventually the two guards turned him and walked him directly towards the base of the guillotine, at which point the executioners that had taken up their positions around this device, they grabbed him and slid him forward so he was on his stomach on top of this wooden platform, the guillotine, and they slid him forward until his head poked through this opening at the very far end, at which point his neck was positioned right under this huge blade that was dangling right above him, and his head was positioned over a metal bucket on the ground, which he would be looking directly at. At this point, the crowd was at a fever pitch, and one of the executioners pulled a lever. The blade came soaring down, and it removed his head. His head fell into the bin, and the executioners pushed his torso into the basket that had been placed out there earlier. And then the executioners and the prison guards, they gathered up Eugene's body parts and went right back inside of the building, which was a prison. At this point, the crowd was cheering and going wild, and they ran up and began dabbing their scarves and their handkerchiefs in Eugene's blood, which was
Okay,
that's twisted.
Okay, now you took it to
What
a
is
whole
this?
different level. Now you just went to a different level. Like it's one thing to be witness to something
be
like
a
this.
bystander, be watching.
And especially, if this is a bad person, I understand that some people would not
They were
mind
outside
seeing
of
that
jail,
person.
so,
Would not mind seeing that person die. But when you are like running at a fevered pitch to go like dab up some of his blood, like that's a whole different level. Stevie, you got something to say?
No, I totally agree with you. That takes it to like watching, and whether or not I would actually want to do that in real life, watch it in real life, that's debatable. But I would definitely not be sopping up the blood. And no.
Yeah.
If you got a bloody scar, Stevie, in your closet, don't ever pull it out. Don't ever pull it out. don't ever pull it out. Man said, I'm through. Yeah, I'm kind of through too, but we gonna finish this.
I'm still curious. That's some twisted cult stuff, though.
As a sort of souvenir
It's
from having
sadist.
been at this execution. And of course, because the sun had been out for this entire spectacle, all of this had been captured on film. And so later that day and for the next couple of days,
Makes sense why they didn't want anybody
all
filming
over
and taking
France were
photos
about
then.
this bloodthirsty crowd that was cheering as this man was beheaded, and it just overall made France look.
There's the
really,
newspaper for
really
your friend
bad.
Matt.
So it was decided that from that point forward, they could no longer do any more public executions. So the guillotine would continue to get used for decades beyond this point, but it was all behind closed doors. Also, random fact about being beheaded by a guillotine, your head, after it's been separated from your body, stays conscious for about 10 to 12 seconds, so they say. And apparently there's been lots of cases where the executioner, after the condemned has had their head removed, will yell the name of the person who has just had their head removed. And that person's head will look over at the person calling to them and will blink or try to mouth words for several seconds before the lack of oxygen kills the brain and then the head is no longer conscious. Here are some of the more
Like okay, like okay, it was cool and interesting, but like that part creeped me out. That really creeped me out. Yeah, that's scary, man. That's scary.
Mad, you've lost your head. You want to say something and you can't say anything. Like
I know. Oh,
You just turn your head and you go, shit.
Yeah, right. And I mean, like, and this was a thing for centuries where people would be beheaded like this in public.
Whoever came up with this idea though was very twisted.
Well, I would think the reason that they did it was because they wanted it to be like a preventative measure for other people. Like, don't get any smart ideas about being a killer. This is what's gonna happen. You don't want to be up here next. So I could see that, but man, that little detail at the end was like the most. Like I got chills just thinking about that. Like
I mean, I know a chicken like runs around after his head's chopped off, but I didn't know
they
us.
do.
We turn on our heads and blink and try to say stuff still. That'd be a long
alright.
12 seconds.
Okay, you got some credit for that one, Stevia. That was a good one.
Oh, they get worse. Don't worry.
Oh no! I'm so intrigued.
All
Though.
right, yep.
It's so gross, but I'm intrigued.
Let's be brave. We'll keep going.
Or notable pictures that were used in the media from Eugene Weidman's execution.
Dang, these actual pictures, man. That's crazy.
Oh god, are they gonna have his head? Okay,
Oh.
they didn't have his head in a basket. Whew!
His head in the basket. Here's him trying to talk right here. Like, oh
They always
god.
pick them up by their hair too.
I know.
Like, here's the head.
Oh, okay. All right, magic elixir. Let's do this. It can't be as bad as that one. Can't be.
In the early 1900s, Evan Byers was a man who other people envied. He was born into a very wealthy family in New York City. He attended Yale University in Connecticut, which is a prestigious
No, he didn't.
university, and he was devilishly handsome. After his college graduation, he didn't need a job because his family was so rich, and so instead he focused his time on a passion of his, which was golfing. And in time, he became this world-class golfer, going so far as to win the 1906 U.S. Amateur Tournament, which is the biggest amateur golf tournament in the world that most of the winners go
I didn't
on
know
to
they had
become
him back in
professional
1906.
golfers.
That's way
And
back.
so Evan most likely would have followed that path and become a pro golfer had his father not just handed over the very successful metalworking business that he started that made his family wealthy in the first place. And so Evan stopped his golf career and became the chairman of this incredibly successful company. And so overnight, he basically went from being just rich to being uber rich, making more money than he could possibly spend. But Evan did attempt to spend his money. He pretty much immediately began buying up luxury properties all over the country. He bought horse racing stables in the United Kingdom and in America, and he bought an entire luxury box at Forbes Field, which is where the Pittsburgh Pirates professional baseball team used to
I
play.
mean, it's
And
pretty
so
good
in
use of this
addition to
money.
owning
Yeah.
all these incredible things, Evan also, through his role as chairman of this company, began connecting with and befriending very powerful and influential people like the founders and executives at the Coca-Cola Company. And so all in all, Evan's life was really going quite well until 1927. That year, Evan was 47 years old, and he took some time off from gallivanting around the world and rubbing shoulders with famous people to go catch a football game at his alma mater at Yale University. So he hops on a train, he rides to Connecticut, he watches this game, and then afterwards he gets back on the train to head back to Pittsburgh. And this is a very long ride. It's over 12 hours long. And so Evan naturally bought a first-class ticket. And so he was inside of a train car that had bunk beds for passengers to sleep on during the ride. So Evan climbed into a top bunk and he fell asleep. A few hours later, after the train is well on its way to Pittsburgh, Evan, in his sleep, manages to roll to the side of the bed and actually falls out of his bed onto the ground. He lands hard on his left side, it wakes him up, and as he stands up, he thinks he's okay, but then he feels this shooting pain in his left arm. So he's moving his arm around, he's not really sure what's wrong with it, but he's hoping it's just some bruising, and so he decides to get back into his bunk and just go back to sleep. So he manages to fall asleep despite the pain, and then when they roll into the station in Pittsburgh several hours later, he wakes up and right away he feels that pain in his left arm. And so after getting off the train and going back to his house and dropping off his luggage, he went right to his physical therapist's office to ask him if there was anything he could do to help with the pain in his arm. And so the physical
Yeah, no, I guess they did. But I mean, everybody's had those situations where you have some pain and you just kind of like let it go. I wonder how severe this was. So I mean,
if he was able to go back to sleep though with it,
right,
it shouldn't be that bad.
right,
But...
it shouldn't be that bad. But I'm guessing that like we're gonna learn that he had like half an arm at this point or something like that, and mutated into
crocodiles got him.
Yep, damn crocodiles. But let's keep going.
Therapist examines Evan's shoulder and determines that there's no structural damage to his
Determines
arm.
it's gone.
But obviously,
Right.
Evan is in pain, and so he says, "Look, there's a new product that came online that's quite expensive, but since you're a man of means, maybe it's something you want to consider. It's called Radathor, and it's supposed to dull aches and pains, and it's supposed to give you this huge boost of energy. And so, maybe you want to try that." And So Evan was really excited at the notion of taking this.
I don't like the name.
No, I was gonna say, for some reason, the name already has me like,
I
no.
don't like the name.
Ratathor. Like,
Ratathor.
is
That
he gonna
sounds
turn into a rat that looks like Thor?
Thor rat. Yes, I hope so. If this story ends with him turning into a Thor rat, then it's awesome. But I'm guessing that's not what's going
Already?
to
Spoilers.
Right?
Yeah, let's do it. And so his physical therapist wrote him a prescription for Ratathor. Evan took the prescription and he went to the drugstore. He picked up a half-ounce bottle of this liquid. He went back to his house and, as prescribed, he drank a very small spoonful of this liquid. And right away, he felt this surge of energy. The pain in his arm started to fade. All the things this health tonic.
I mean, it's tempting. I'd like some.
It was doing. So over the next couple
Don't
of
do
days, Evan very diligently every day took the prescribed amount, a very small spoonful of this Ratathor, and every day he felt better and better and better. Not just the pain in his arm, but overall he felt happier, he felt fitter, he felt alive, and he was attributing all those feelings to this miracle tonic. And so he began taking more and more of this tonic, well beyond what was prescribed, to the point where he was drinking 3 full bottles of Ratathor every single day. And so for years.
Okay.
No.
Now we see where he messing up, because if you just took the prescribed dosage, which is like, looks like maybe a quarter or a half of a teaspoon, you probably would be okay and you won't turn into Ratathor. But he was drinking 3 bottles of this stuff.
Dude.
Like, yeah, see, went over the top. Like, everything is cool in moderation, bruh.
You can't
In
even
moderation.
finish like a bottle of Robitussin in a day. Like, that'd mess you up. Like, how do you have this Ratathor stuff? I'm sure it's like,
right, that's about to turn him into Rat Thor.
I know.
I already know.
Or
Like,
a Rad Thor, I guess how it's spelled.
Yeah.
He'd be a pretty cool guy.
well, Thor kind of is rad right now.
Yeah, I know. Maybe this is where Thor came from. Not
Is this an origin story for the
He didn't come
MCU?
from up in the heavens. He came from this
Dude,
medicine.
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Let's
It's
see.
his father Odin. That's all I need to know.
He did this. It was all going great until his jaw fell off. Literally, in 1931, one day, his lower jaw just separated from his skull and went slack. And so the reason this happened was because Ratathor was actually just radioactive water. In the early 1800s, the radioactive element radium was believed to have highly curative properties with no side effects. And so naturally, at the time, dozens of health products were created with radium being their main ingredient. And Ratathor was one of those products. It was literally just water and radium. And so after consuming...
I mean, it says radioactive water on the bottle, man.
Right. He should have thought of it.
Read the bottle.
Read your labels,
Good
folks.
Lord.
Read your labels. I don't know what's in Tylenol, and I'll take it. So I should probably follow my own
But I
advice.
mean, if it said radioactive.
Right. When they come out with that new green Tylenol, I'm not taking it, though. I'm not taking it.
Scary.
Of Ratathor over a 3-year period, Evan's body was finally just starting to disintegrate from the inside out.
They probably
couldn't
feel it, though, because they
Right.
felt high or whatever.
Large portions of his upper jaw, the rest of his body also just began to crumble. And so by the end of 1931, when his story was making headlines all around the world about the dangers of Ratathor and really more specifically the dangers of radium, Evan had become completely bedridden and his skull was now beginning to disintegrate. There were holes forming all over his skull that were exposing portions of his brain.
Oh,
so
no.
in 1932, Evan was dead. Evan was buried in Pittsburgh, and he was buried inside of a lead-lined coffin that was designed to absorb any of the radiation emitting from his bones. And then 30 years after he was buried, so in 1965, scientists actually exhumed his skeleton to see if it was still emitting radiation. And they determined it was still emitting the same levels of radiation as when he died. And they actually would ultimately figure out that radium, this radioactive element, has a half-life of 1,600 years. So what that means is Evan's body will remain highly radioactive for centuries. Here is a picture of Evan with his jaw surgically removed. It was taken shortly before he passed away.
Whoa, dang. I take it he wasn't really talking too much after that either. I mean, unless he just speaks on.
Like that gives me like, yeah, like I feel okay. I get why these are popular, but I feel uncomfortable just like seeing that. Like the fact that, and it's not the fact that his jaw is gone like that. It's the fact that this man is still alive. Like
Yeah.
he's still alive like that. Like he's looking around like that.
He
That
needed the guillotine at this point.
man,
Just
for real, for real,
just be
for
done.
real. And
That's how I felt though a couple weeks ago.
where's this doctor?
After my tonsillectomy, I felt like I was like lost my face.
Stevia, what happened to the doctor? Did the doctor? I'm asking you. You need to know this.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe he tells it in the rest of the story. I don't think so because I don't think it was illegal at the time. So, and because he was using it, he wasn't really. I don't know.
I'm curious how many
man.
people was he prescribing it to though?
Right.
Like, were there more like this, or were they okay because they were only taking a little bit and maybe like only used one bottle over like a few months?
Right.
I don't think that at any point taking in radium is ever a good idea
No.
in the smallest of doses. But I don't know. Like they said, he came from a very wealthy family. So he might have had opportunities to get, what was cutting edge at the time,
Right.
wise, and it was just wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, and Matt, please don't leave. please keep watching. I know we're doing a lot, but please keep watching. But yeah, that I feel like the whatever curative effects. I mean, and obviously there weren't any long-term studies
I can't
on
keep
radium
like
at
looking
this
at the
point.
screen right now. It's so disturbing.
Yeah, obviously there weren't any long-term studies going on at this point in time, but
right.
I want to know, like, what was the short-term, like, why did he experience these short-term benefits from it? Like, I want to know more about radium, I guess, as opposed to necessarily knowing more about this story.
Right. Yeah, there's plenty of stories out there. I think there's actually a show coming called The Radium Girls. It was about watchmakers because at the time they used radium to make glow in the dark watches, and the ladies would paint it on, but they would lick the paintbrush to make it pointy.
Oh no.
They would have effects from that, and I believe I saw there's a show coming out regarding that issue.
That's crazy.
I want to watch it.
I know, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, but we're gonna watch the rest of this just so we can get off of this picture real quick. Man. Oh, okay. Well, we're going into the last one. All right.
Unless this is no better, then we'll just go back to the picture.
Right. We might need to go back to that picture, whatever it is, because this is a lot. This is
Nightmare fuel.
Stevie, I wonder what type of person you are if you're watching all these. Lily, you too. I'm kind of wondering about your character if you like watching this stuff, because this is a lot. This might give nightmares, man. Like,
this was a nightmare fuel.
I feel like I might have a nightmare tonight, and I'm blaming you guys already. So it's your fault.
Don't wake me up.
There is still some debate about what exactly happened in this story that I'm about to share with you. And so for transparency, in this...
Okay, what was that about a nudist? What was his info? Something about a nudist. I'm gonna have to watch that video.
I think it said like a nudist terrifies a colony or something.
Yeah.
Watch it. So it was like a link that popped up. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that one off stream or something.
Yeah, like a nudist would terrify anybody if they went anywhere besides the new beach.
Right.
Well, that was me before I got on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Ah, see,
so
I
glad
knew
you
it.
heard and put on a shirt.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you.
listening.
That's why I was late. Sorry.
Yeah. We understand. And we thank you. And we thank you.
This video, I am going to rely on the narrative that was presented in court by the defendant. So with that in mind, here we go. On the afternoon of December 3rd, 2012, a freelance photographer working for the New York Post newspaper named Umar Abbasi was walking down the stairs of the 49th Street subway station in New York City. This very busy station is located only a few blocks away from the very famous Times Square. And so after Umar made his way down to this underground subway station, he walked over to one of the big automated kiosks that looks like an ATM.
We saw one of those last
subway
night.
Ticket, and then with his ticket, he walked over to the turnstiles. He slid his ticket through the slot, pushed past the turnstiles, and was now standing out on the actual train platform. And from where Umar was standing, this platform basically was like a huge sidewalk that stretched all the way to his right a couple hundred feet and all the way to his left a couple
As they
hundred feet.
generally are.
And in front of this platform were the actual tracks down below, because the train, when it came out of the tunnel, it would actually come right up alongside this platform with
As they
almost
do.
no
As they do,
clearance
right.
between the platform and the train. As
Yes.
such, the leading edge of the platform, basically the lip of the train platform that's closest to the train tracks, has this big yellow line painted all across it to keep.
Okay,
it does.
this is all just normal stuff right now. I'm cool with this
I
video.
mean,
It's
we've
not
been to
bad.
Chicago.
This is not bad. This is, I'm not getting why this is disturbing so far.
Because if the train came through, they could actually get hit by the train. And
Right.
so as Umar is standing on this platform and he's looking left and right,
I won't
there's
either,
a totally
Matt.
crowd of people, and they're all kind of tucked back against the wall away from this yellow line. And so Umar decides he's going to turn right and wait at the right end of the platform. Just because he saw it down at the far end, there appeared to be a gap in people, and he figured he could stand right there. And so Umar begins navigating past all of these people on the right side of the platform, and for the most part, everyone he is passing either has their head buried in their phone, or they're listening to music, or both. Because the thing about riding trains, especially trains in busy cities, is none of the commuters want to talk to anybody else. They want to be completely left alone. And so as Umar is walking, everyone was basically doing that. But at some point, he did pass two people that were engaged in a pretty heated conversation. Umar had no idea what they were arguing about, or if they were even arguing at all. He didn't know who these people were, but
Just mind your business, sir. Just
Yeah,
mind your
don't
business.
get involved. Just keep going.
Just keep it moving.
he
Keep
took
it moving.
mental note of the fact that two men were kind of bickering with each other. So he walked past them, didn't give it much of a second thought, and he arrived at a
Good job making all the right choices so far, bro. Good job.
gap in the gaggle of people waiting for the train, and there he
Gaggle.
just stood well back of the yellow line, where he pulled out his camera and began clicking through the images he had taken earlier in the day at an earlier photo shoot. And so as he's clicking through these pictures, he starts to notice that those two men who had been bickering before are now straight up.
Let me guess. He takes a picture of them,
Right before
each
one
other.
dies.
It's not clear who's fighting about what or who
and
is
then they
the
kill
aggressor.
him.
Okay.
Steal his
This is
camera.
my guess. Nope. This is my guess. He's gonna be the person who caught a picture of like this person getting pushed in front of the train, and like the picture is gonna have the train coming, and it's gonna have the guy like in the air like this, right before he gets hit. That's my guess.
My guess is they're gonna think he's taking pictures of them, and they're gonna push him in front of the train
Oh.
before or after one of them goes in front of the train.
Wow. Okay.
We'll
All
see.
right. Yep. We'll see.
But it's very obvious that at this point they're fighting. And so Umar looked away from his camera and looked left down the platform towards these two guys. And so these two guys are about 100 to 125 feet away from him. And all the people that were standing in the vicinity of these two men are beginning to migrate away from them. They just don't want anything to do with them. Because the thing about being in subways, especially in cities like New York, is there's lots of people that go down into these train stations that are inebriated or mentally unstable. And so very strange and bad behavior is just kind of a normal thing. And people tend to just kind of ignore it. And so that's what's happening. People are kind of walking away from these two fighting men, doing their best to pretend it's not happening. And so Umar spent a couple more seconds staring down the platform at these two men, but eventually just shrugged and thought, you know what, whatever problems they have, they're not mine. And so Umar went back to his camera and continued to click through his pictures, when all of a sudden he hears a scream coming from the left side of the platform. But it was not a scream that sounded like it came from either of these two men. And so Umar looked up from his camera and looked left down the platform, and now he just sees chaos. It's people running away from these two men. People are running to get away from whatever is happening around them. And so Umar's thinking these men must have come to blows, and they're now fighting actively, physically with each other. But when finally the crowd kind of cleared for a second, he saw a woman pointing down at the train tracks right in front of where those two men had been standing. And so Umar looks at the woman and he follows her finger down onto the tracks, and he sees there is now a man, one of the two men who had been fighting, laying face down on the train tracks. And then to Umar's horror, he looks up down the tunnel where the train would come out of, and he sees the headlights of the train. It is now coming into the station. And so Umar starts running down the platform to
That's
try
so
to
far
get to
down
this man.
too.
What'd you say?
I was saying, like, it's a jump to get down there to
Yeah.
like to where the tracks are. Like, you can't just like step down and pick somebody up. Like, you have to like take yourself down there and like hoist them up. Like, it'd be more than, you know, it's more than one person. You can't just like take them by the arm and pull them back up on the ledge.
All right, Stevia, are you going to save them or save that guy, or are you just going to watch whatever's going to happen?
I lived in New York, so you don't mess with people on the subway.
Yep, I could see that.
Business.
I could see that. Yeah,
We're close to Chicago, so we've seen it too.
Yeah.
No, we were just in Chicago last night too, and yeah, there's a lot of people who we didn't talk to. let's keep it like that. Oh man.
Pulled him out of the tracks, and as he's running, he pulls out his camera and he turns the flash on and he holds the shutter down and he aims it at the train conductor to hope the flashing of his camera will alert the train conductor to put on the emergency brake and stop the train before he hits this guy down on the tracks. And so as Umar is running, trying to signal this train conductor, the man down on the tracks tries to stand up, and Umar sees he's really struggling to stand, and when he finally gets up, he turns and he grabs the edge of the platform and he tries to pull himself up and out of the tracks, but he doesn't have the strength or the coordination. And as Umar is getting closer and closer, but he's still too far away to help, he sees that this guy down on the tracks is not going to be able to get out of there before the train hits him. And so Umar finally comes to a stop and he watches as this man down on the tracks lets go of the lip of this platform and just turns and faces the train like he knows what's about to happen. And then seconds later, the train, although it did try to stop, impacted this man and killed him instantly. The man's name was Kai-Suk Han, and he was 58 years old. When the police finally showed up, they arrested the other man who Han had been fighting with. He was a 30-year-old named Naeem Davis, and Davis would actually tell police that he had been fighting with Han and he had pushed him onto the tracks, but it was in self-defense. However, that self-defense story didn't stop him from being charged with murder. While Davis sat in jail waiting for his...
Had a feeling that was going to happen as soon as they showed it was a bruh. But, I mean, but still, like, yeah, that's a...
Whether or not it's self-defense, though, the other guy wouldn't have anything to say, defend himself.
Yeah.
So
kind of hard.
But they still sent him to jail anyway. I mean, even if it had been self-defense.
Right. Yeah.
His trial, the media and the public at large had already come to the conclusion that Davis was guilty. And this was due in large part to a particular picture. As Umar was running down the platform, holding up his camera, holding the flash down, trying to flag the train conductor to get him to stop, Umar was also taking dozens and dozens of pictures. Those pictures were of Han right before he was struck by the train. And so after Umar ultimately discovered he had taken these pictures, he gave them to his employer, the New York Post newspaper.
Of course.
And the day after the incident, they ran on the front page a picture of Han right before he's about to be killed.
Oh my God, why would you do that?
Doomed. And so once the public saw this picture, nobody could believe that Davis was anything other than a cold-blooded killer for pushing this poor innocent man onto the tracks. But as it would turn out, nearly 5 years later, when Davis did finally get his trial, he was acquitted of all charges because it turned out Han was very drunk and had picked a fight with Davis, and Davis was filmed on more than one occasion on the platform trying to get Han to leave him alone. And so finally, after Han began making death threats and then grabbed Davis's shoulder, Davis turned around and pushed him, and Han, being drunk, stumbled and fell backwards onto the tracks and then was ultimately killed. Here is the infamous photo of Han on the cover of the New York Post newspaper.
What kind of article is that, though? Oh my God, that's a horrible article.
Yeah, like
the picture in the title. What is this?
Okay, Stevie, you're our New York our New York correspondent. So please explain this, please.
It's the New York Post, so
that sums it up.
So yeah, doesn't the New York Post is sort of known for doing more salacious type stuff, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I still feel like that's like extremely morbid to have on a cover.
I would be mad if I was the family.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, that's my take on it.
Yeah.
This
I-
is like before like clickbait stuff on the internet came up. Like that's
Right?
one of those things you want to read it. I mean, it's a good
Oh.
seller, but
Yeah.
man, see
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
saying though.
crazy.
Or he didn't do it, but they're gonna accuse him of doing it because
Yeah.
he's the only one that was there. So I
Yeah.
had two theories, and one of mine was right.
Yep.
It's
And my
50-50.
theory was right too. I thought he was gonna be like in midair about to get hit, but I mean obviously he was, still down there but struggling to get up. Like, man.
That other guy though, I mean, 5 years in prison before they realized it
Right.
wasn't his fault. Like, why does it take so long to get some pictures out? That's not
Don't
fair.
we not even gonna get into that. That's a whole different show. That's a whole different show.
Poor
We
baby.
not getting into that
Poor
show.
baby.
This is why stuff with us, not anything else. So,
Not debate racism with
yeah,
us.
we're gonna try to keep it light on this one. But yeah, that picture is that's rough to look at, man, and to know that like seconds later that person was killed instantly, like that's hard. It sort of reminds me of I made the mistake in college of watching.
Did you flip them in a train track?
No,
God.
no. I made the mistake of watching the one of the Faces of Death movies. Have you heard of those before? Have you heard of those, Stevia?
I said that. As soon as you said what it was, I knew exactly what you were talking about because I see that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them too, and there are it's basically videos of people dying and like the things that set up them dying, and like it was super hard to watch.
I haven't seen these, and now I need to.
No, oh God, I regret watching it. Like I still remember one of them. Like one of the ones that I watched was this guy. He was a magician.
Oh yeah,
And-
the Mr. Ballen stories.
Is it really?
If it's the same story,
Okay, here's what it was. It was a guy. He was a magician, and he was like doing some trick where he had like this board thing above his head with like nails or spikes or something sticking out of it, and basically there was a rope attached to it, and the rope was under a candle, and the candle was supposed to burn the rope, and eventually the rope would snap and drop that thing down. The guy, the magician, was in a straitjacket, so he had to get out of the straitjacket first, undo a lock, and then be able to get up and get away. Needless to say, for whatever reason, he couldn't get out of it, and it was like video of the thing like dropping and hitting this guy and like killing him. And it was just like, dude, like I said, and I went to college like 20 years ago. Like it still has stuck with me. Like I can still see like that image in my head, and like I don't like watching stuff like that because it does stick with me.
I've seen videos
like that too. Like I don't like stuff like that. Some people do. I get it, and it's I guess it's understandable to some degree to be curious about things like that, but
once
those
you
type
see
of
it,
things
it sticks and gives you nightmares.
Right, and I can think of other things that happened in that same movie. And like I said, that was 20 years ago. Saw it once and was like, "Nah, I'm good." And like I said, there are tons of them. They're like at least a dozen Faces of Death movies. And I'm like that's one thing we will not be doing a watch stuff with us on is those movies. That is not going to happen.
Can I actually answer a question that you asked way earlier in the video?
Yes.
Anything.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so you asked about shows.
Mm-hmm.
I have a show that I really want to recommend to the two of you.
Okay.
The new AMC Plus Interview with the Vampire.
Yes.
Yes.
We talked about that.
Yep, we talked about it. That was one of the ones that we were definitely considering. I saw a review of the first episode and it said that it was good. I didn't read it, like, because I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to Katie about this and see if we're like,
I'm
this is
open
one that
to
we
it.
can do.
Have either of you seen the movie?
No.
I have not seen the movie.
I've heard
either.
about it, but I
know.
have not seen it.
Yeah. Okay, should we watch the movie first?
You don't have to, but I think you should, just because.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should.
Isn't that like Brad Pitt and
Yeah, I don't want to spoil
Tom
anything.
Cruise? Like
Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas,
yeah.
Kristen Slater. Kirsten Dunst.
That's a great cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm open to it. Yeah, let's watch that tomorrow.
All right.
Not on here, but we'll watch it tomorrow, and then we'll watch we We can watch the
Yeah,
other
what we
thing and
need
we
to
can
do.
discuss it prior
Okay,
to.
first let's end this first, and then we'll talk about that.
Plan our future.
Yes. Well.
The future that we'll have that this poor man will not.
Yeah. No.
Oh, dark.
Oh. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching this video with us. This was I understand now why Mr. Ballen is very popular. I like the way he tells his stories.
Yeah, I'm subscribing right after this.
Yeah, it is kind of disturbing,
curious.
but it's also interesting. And like, I don't know if I could watch this necessarily right before I go to bed, but you know, in the middle of the day, if I could have some happiness afterwards, I might be able to watch.
I'd be rolling video to video to video. Like, I don't know that I'd stop for a few hours.
Yep. So I have a nightmare tonight, Stevia. I am blaming you for this, just so you know, and so you understand how it's gonna go.
I might be a little crabby too, because I have to deal with it.
Yeah,
if you
she'll have
start
to.
screaming in this sleep.
Right. If I start clutching for my head, like, oh, I lost my head. Like, yeah, if I wake up like that, it's your fault, Stevia. So we're blaming you.
I'll be crying I'll be crying next to her going, my jaw.
Just the heads will roll. Like,
Oh, yeah. Well,
Oh man.
Stevia, thank you so much for hanging out with us for this video. You shall not be a stranger with us. Like, whenever you want to come on,
absolutely.
you have an open pass to come and hang out with us. So thank you very much for joining us.
I appreciate it, and it's been awesome. And just to clarify, I am not a nudist.
If you were, we still accept you.
Yes.
It's okay. And thank you for putting a shirt on to
Yes.
go live with us.
We
so we
accept-
don't get taken down.
We accept you with clothes on. Without clothes, not so much.
I accept you without clothes on the other side of the camera.
Yeah.
Well, we're not just like throwing it on YouTube and getting banned.
Wait, what did you say?
I just said I'm so glad I actually got to talk to you guys like face to face.
Yes, for sure, man.
Yeah,
For
we're
sure.
so glad to see your face.
Yes.
You're so cute.
And we're
Come back again.
yes, we are glad that you were able to come on. And yeah, don't be a stranger. If there's ever a topic or something that we're talking about, like, you are an honorary member of the show. So just let us know. And you know, you have my Twitter contact information.
Yes.
If there's ever something going on, just hit me up. I'm like, hey, you should do this, and we will have you on for sure.
When we do Interview with a Vampire, we can bring her back too.
Oh,
Yes.
please.
Yeah. We'd love to.
Okay, we will do that. We will do that for sure. We will do that for sure.
Try to
All
figure out how I get out of this thing. All right.
right. All right. Thanks, Divya.
Bye.
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 Yeah. So.
Aw, she's adorable. I love her.
Yes, I do too. I
loved her before I officially saw her, but
right?
aw,
How
the
awesome!
sweetest.
How awesome! But yeah,
Mhm.
thank you so much for checking out this episode of Watch Stuff with us. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you're notified each and every time we go live. And I think we're gonna do more Mr. Ballen videos. So
Oh my gosh, his videos are amazing.
yeah, it's
We'll
kinda,
just have to get some of the more recent ones, maybe.
yeah, I know,
So
that
we
was
can
pretty
beat some
good.
people to them.
Yeah, for sure, and react to them
Yeah.
before everybody else does. So thanks for watching it. Later. All right. So yeah, that was it, man. That was interesting.
That was pure happiness.
yeah.
I mean,
that
not
was-
the killing stuff, but like the
Okay,
interaction
hey,
with Stevia. I'm
hey,
sorry.
Hey, that was
that was
that was pure happiness.
That
I
was.
don't know about that.
Yeah, that could be mistaken. No.
See, I'm gonna put some happy
Mhm.
music behind you right now. So
I meant it
we'll
was
clear it
joyful
up a
to talk to
little bit.
Stevia. The videos were a little disturbing. You trying to tune me out?
No, I'm putting on happy music so that we can talk about this.
You're trying to shut me up, guys.
I'm
Help
not
me.
trying to shut anybody
Help
up.
me.
The only thing that I'm doing is putting on our end of the show music.
You tried so long to get me back on the show with you. Now that I'm back, you're trying to cut me out.
At least I'm not cutting your head off.
Vote for Katie. Save me if I'm not on next time. Go check me out.
Hey,
Make sure I'm okay.
on a serious note, thank you everyone for tuning in today. Like, we had a record number of people watching
This
us.
is a blasty blast.
Yeah, it was a really good time. So please, if you enjoyed this, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so that you can be a part of this. Just like Stevia was tonight, that could be you.
Yeah,
It could be
Amanda,
you.
London,
Yes.
Lily,
Jeff. Yes.
Stink,
Everybody, please.
Literally anybody and everybody.
Almost anybody and almost everybody. Not anybody and everybody.
I have
Almost.
a short list of people that I would like to exclude, but it's short, and I don't even know them, and they're not Confederate channels. It's okay.
But yeah, we would definitely like to have you come on and rock with us, man. Like,
Yeah.
we want to make these Friday live streams a party. A party. And once we get our fan base big enough, we can expand and do so many different things.
Yeah.
So we have to be kind of like contained in what we do now to be promoted through YouTube so that we can get to a subscriber amount that will allow us to then do whatever the heck we want to do.
Right.
And as you can see, we like to have fun. We want to be able to have a stream where we're not the only one sipping on something. You guys are too, and we get you on stream with us, and we watch funny videos and fail videos.
Yeah, and if you suggest
all
a
sorts
show
of
to
stuff.
us, like, and you want to come on and talk to us about the show, if you've already seen it or you haven't seen it and want to watch it with us and discuss it, let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
tell us a show that you want to watch and then come on with us, just
Right.
like Stevia did.
Yep.
Or Stevia come back and talk to us again.
Exactly.
We loved having you.
Exactly.
It was awesome.
Exactly.
That warmed
So
my heart.
yeah, me too, man. Me too. So yeah, if you can do us a favor, and if you haven't already hit that like button and subscribe button, get a friend to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like
Or just share it to your Facebook page,
Right.
or just share it, on your
Right.
Twitter, or whatever you want to share it on. And maybe somebody will like us.
Yeah, and you'll like
That would be so sad. Maybe somebody will like
Please
us.
like us. Please hit that button. It validates everything that we exist for. So please do it. But no, for real. Yeah, let somebody else know. If you enjoy it, probably somebody else would. And they obviously, if you enjoy it, you have impeccable taste. So let everybody know how impeccable your taste is by sharing this with other people. So I guess we'll have to wrap it up. Man, this was fun.
This felt like this by this time. That
It
was
is.
so much fun. I don't want to wrap it up,
It's
but
awesome, man.
we have
Awesome.
bedtime.
Yeah, we do. And I'm already sleepy, and I'm already probably about to have bad dreams. So, and yes, Amanda Party. Yes,
Amanda, come on
100%.
and talk with us sometime. Please,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Suggest something or just come on and watch something new with us.
Right, for sure. So, again, thank you so much for rocking with us.
Yeah.
Share with a friend, and I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
He's back,
I'm back.
and we're better
And
than
he's
ever.
black.
Yes, I'm back in black. I am. Okay. You guys later. See you when we see ya.
Bye.